Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, my friends.
Yeah, good afternoon to
Good afternoon to
Thank you for being here. For those who don't know me, my name is Anggit Triatri, and for those know me, hello again. My purpose today is to present the information about the National Monument or Monas. To start with, I will describe the history of Monas, then the construction, and finally, I will mention the fun fact. First of all, I will describe about what is the Monas. Monas or National Monument is an icon of the city of Jakarta. Located in the center of Jakarta, it is an attractive tourist spot and educational center for residents of Jakarta and its surroundings. What's the history? What is the shape of the building? Next.
okay. Okay.
First, history of Monas. National Monument or better known as Monas is one of the historical monuments that is proof of the struggle to seize independence from the invaders. Monas Monument currently stands firmly in Merdeka Square, which is located in capital city of DKI Jakarta. The history of the establishment of Monas began to seek the President Sukarno ambitions, who wants to show the greatness of the Indonesian nations. The idea of setting up Monas was sparked in 1960. President Sukarno held a Monas development plan competition. The competition managed to attract many participants to contribute their work. However, there is only one work chosen by President Sukarno, namely Frederick Silaban's design. President Sukarno cites Frederick's plan met the criteria. Next. Sukarno had asked for a special design for Monas in the form of Lingga and Yoni, who come from Sanskrit. Unfortunately, the model that grades saw that the construction of Monas was postponed. The great was made Monas develop plan reap controversy and criticism. The reason is, at the time, the country's financial condition was unstable. President Sukarno's effort to realize his wish were finally successful thanks to the assistance of funds from the government and donation from a number of parties including entrepreneurs. President Sukarno asked architect R.M. Sudarsono for help to continue Frederick's pending draft. R.M. Sudarsono added the numbers and for 45 which symbols Indonesian Independence Day, namely August
17.
11 17 119 and 65 in the Monas draft. Development stakes. On August 17, 1961, constructions of the first phase of Monas began to be carried out by taking the plan. Construction to materials from within the country. At the first stage of development, starting with plugging a packed concrete which amounts to 264 as foundation. The construction of the foundation and walls lasts until 1963. Stage 2. From 1966 to 1968, the construction of the second phase of the Monash Monument took place again to complete the previous stage. However, the second construction was delayed because of Gerakan 30 September and resumed on 1969 until 1917. Stage 3. The stage done on 1969 until 1976. Constructions continued by adding dioramas to historical museums.
Okay.
Okay, inauguration. After the entire construction of Monash was completed, President Sukarno inaugurated on July 12, 1975 and began to open to the public. This is pictures of Monash now. Next. Facts of Monash. The first 132 meters tall building. Second, was established in memory of the struggle and resistance of the Indonesian people against the Dutch colonial government to reclaim the independence of the country. Located on Medan Merdeka Street, Central Jakarta, and the last Monash consists of 117 obelisks on a 17-meter high square runway covered in Italian marble. Next. Philosophy of Monash. The first tongue of fire or lidah api. The tongue of fire or lidah api at the top or part of the tower made of gold coating symbols the burning spirit of struggle like a blaze. And then Lingga and Yoni. Lingga symbols mal, the masculine element that has an active and positive nature symbols daylight, while Yoni symbols the feminines of a passive and negative woman and symbolize night. Lingga and Yoni are also symbols of fertility and harmonious unity that complement each other. Since prehistoric times of Indonesia. Besides, that the Monash Obelisk Monument is also described as Alu and Lesung, rice pounding tools found in traditional Indonesian farmers' households. Considering that rice is the basic ingredients of Indonesian people's food, that the design of the Monash building is indeed full of dimension typical of Indonesian culture. About Monash, the pool. The pool, apart from being a sweetener, also functions as an air conditioning system. Then, access to enter. The entrance is located in Medan Merdeka Utara Park. The entrance through the tunnel, which is 3 meters below this park, is also an entrance for visitors. You as visitors can go around seeing the historical reliefs of our ancestors' struggles before enter the National History Museum or directly take the elevator to the top court of the monument. Next, National History Museum. The National History Museum room can accommodate up to 500 visitors. This large marble-coated room has 48 dioramas that showcase Indonesian history from prehistory times to New Order times, while the Independence Room is in the form of an amphitheater. This room holds symbols of Indonesian statehood and independence, including the original text of the proclamation, which is stored in a gilded gate, a gold plate made of the Republic of Indonesian Archipelago, and a red and white national flag and a wall bearing the text of the proclamation. The Big Court and the Fire of Independence are at an altitude of 115 meters above ground level, have a capacity of 11 people in the elevator once transport. So you have to of course, the top of the courtyard and accommodate up to 50 people, and binoculars are also available to see the view of the city of Jakarta from a height. Maybe thank you from me. Maybe are there any question?
I want to ask, but what you presented,
Yes.
who designed Monas?
Monas designed by Frederick Silabans.
Oh, okay, thank you. Can I ask again?
Yes, of course.
When was Monas inaugurated?
President Sukarno inaugurated it on July 12, 1900 and 945 and began to open to the public.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Maybe until here my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.